Hi there, I'm Andy Hillier, and in this video I'm going to teach you 7 bluesy rock licks in A minor, all based around A minor pentatonic scale. Just before we do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, I'd really appreciate that. Give me a like on the video and some comments in the comment section. Okay, so I've got 7 licks for you, all A minor. This is the first one. Real cliche lick, but it just always sounds good. So we're going to bend up the 3rd finger on the G7, and instead of bending it straight up, we're going to play it and then bend it up. So it's, and then we're going to hit frets 5 on the E and the B string with the 1st finger. So you get this. And we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it sort of displaces in a different place because you're sort of going over 1.5 beats and then starting it again. So you get... Okay, that's the first lick. Second lick sounds like this. Cool little repeating lick. So we're going to start with, I'm going to use my 3rd finger, stretching it up to E8, pulling off to E5, and then we're going to go to fret 7. You might think we're going to hit the fret 8, but we're going to use fret 7, which would be, if we're in A minor, that's the 6th interval. But don't worry too much about that, you can just play it over an A minor. So we're going on the 7, and then back to E5. And then we're going to do a pull off from E8 to E5. And then a pull off from E10 to E5. Back down to the 7th fret on the B string. And then the 5th fret on the E string, and then we do those 2 pull-offs again with the 8th fret, and then the 10th fret, down to the B7, and then the E5. So that first bar, actually both bars are exactly the same, it's just repeating. So really slowly, it goes like this. A bit faster. And then putting in a repeating pattern. Okay, lick number 3 sounds like this. Okay, so for that we're on the B string on the 8th fret. I'm using my little finger, you could use your 3rd finger. And we're going to pull off to the 5th fret, and we're going to do that twice. Then down to G7, back to B5, so you got, and then we're kind of doing the same thing, we're carrying on down the minor pentatonic scale. So after you've done that, we're going to go to G7 and do the 2 pull-offs to the 5th fret, and then D7, back to the G5, so you got, and then we've got 2 pull-offs going from 7 to 5 on the D string, to A7, back to the D5, and then I've changed it slightly here because I've gone 7 to the fret, pulling off to the 5th fret on the A string, and then the 6th fret pulling off to the 5th fret. So that's like that little blues flat 5. And then you've just got 8-5 on the E string. So the whole thing slowly sounds like this. And up speed. Okay, the next lick, lick number 4, sounds like this. Okay, classic repeating lick. We're just going to go with the 3rd finger on B4, slide into B5, and then hit your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. So you get, and it just repeats that round, so you get. Do it as many times as you want. I've written it 10 times there, but however you want to play that. It sounds cool. Okay, on to the next lick. Sounds like this. So for that, I'm using my 3rd finger on the 8th fret. You could use your 2nd finger if you wanted to. So 7th fret of the G string, and you're going to hammer on to the 8th fret, pulling back off to the 7th fret, then pulling off to the 5th fret. So you get... all with one hit on the plectrum. And then we're going to do 7, pulling off to the 5th fret on the G string again. 7 to 5 on the D string. Back to G5. And then D7, pulling off to D5. A7. And then G5 to finish. So slowly, that sounds like this. Bit faster. Up speed. Okay, the next lick sounds like this. So for this, we're playing D7 for a whole beat this time. And then we're going to go G5, hammering onto G7 and pulling off back to the G5. And then we play a D7 on the end. So you've got... Then it goes to G5, hammering onto G7. Then B5, G7, and then B5 again. So the whole lick slowly sounds like this. Bit faster. Up to speed. And the final lick, lick number 7, sounds like this. Okay, so for that, some double stops. On the 5th fret, on the B and the E string, we're going to do it 3 times. We're going to do triplets. And then we go to the 8th fret. You could use your 3rd finger or your little finger across the E and the B strings 3 times. And then we're going to do B8 and G7 at the same time. And then we go back to where we started on the 5th fret. So you get... And you could do a bit of shaking on it. You could use your vibrato bar. However you want to like funk it up. So it goes. And that's 7 bluesy rock type licks for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could let me know in the comment section down below. If you could give me a like. And if you want to help me out, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks for watching this. I've been Andy Hillier and I'll see you next time.